My dad played basketball semi-professionally. As a kid, I found it amazing that they would go to his job at the bank for 7 or 8 hours, come home to see us, and then head off to practice at 9 or 10 at night. He'd travel all over the country to play in tournaments, playing against teams in tiny cities or remote areas of Argentina. He'd make a little money, but that's not the reason I played. I played what I like to call real basketball, which means played only for the love of the game. I followed my dad everywhere I went, so it was only a matter of time before I started playing basketball, too. Eventually we got a hoop over our garage and started shooting and doing dribbling drills out on the sidewalk. That might sound like a pretty normal thing for most people in the United States, but in Argentina people looked at us like we were crazy. Soccer is the national game of Argentina, but basketball became a major way in which my dad and I connected. When Manu was a kid, he was just average. I didn't even make our national youth team. Manu had a few things working against him at a young age. I wasn't tall. He was way too skinny. I wasn't a prospect at all. This was the golden generation of Argentinian basketball. Oberto, Nocioni, Pepe Sánchez, Prigioni. When we all started playing together, Manu wasn't nearly good enough to make the A team. While a few of us started our careers in Europe, Manu stayed home. I played for the Northern Argentinian Club Andino before getting traded to his hometown team in Bahía Blanca. Eventually, a scout from Italy brought him over to the second division team, Viola Reggio Calabria. By the time Manu came back to Argentina to join the national side, he was a different player. Gone were any concerns about being the skinniest player on the floor. Instead, I came back as the ferocious competitor you know today.
The end of the century saw a resurgence for the Argentinian national team thanks to the young crop of talented players that would come to be known as the Golden Generation. At the club level, they would compete in the best leagues in the world and for some of the most legendary teams in the history of the sport.
Let's see who San Antonio is going to take.
With the 57th selection in the 1999 NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Manu Ginóbili from Argentina.
He plays for Reggio Calabria in Italy. He's 6'6", a two-guard. He is a native of Argentina.
And this kid understands coming off of a screen. He understands moving out the ball to get his shot. And he's very sound defensively. I'll tell you, I think that's a good pick at that point in the draft.
Ginóbili wouldn't immediately move across to the NBA after being drafted. Instead, he chose to sign for Virtus Bologna to compete in Europe's premier competition, the Euroleague. Scola was playing for Spanish team, Tau Ceramica. He played alongside fellow Argentinian national players Fabricio Oberto and Andrés Nocioni. Both teams made it to the 2001 Euroleague Finals, and pushed each other to a decisive Game 5.
Energy, enthusiasm, bright eyes, that was his way of being, you know. The enthusiasm that he was putting in everything he was doing on the court. He was interested, he was open, it was just an energetic personality. When he came to Bologna, he came to a team that was full of great players and also veteran players. From day one, I think for his work ethic, and for his ability to face challenges and take responsibilities and being respectful. I think he earned immediate respect. We signed him to be our first player off the bench because Sasha Danilovic, the legendary Yugoslavian players, decided to retire all of a sudden. Manu was pushed in the starting five. I always remember his first Euroleague game. He went, I think, scoreless from the field. He just scored a few free throws. And 5 months later, he was the MVP of the finals.
Manu's amazing performance earned him the Finals MVP award and propelled Bologna to the Euroleague Championship. They would also make the final the following year, losing to Panathinaikos. This would be Ginobili's final season in Bologna as he flew out to America that summer. Before beginning his NBA career with the San Antonio Spurs, he would make a stop in Indiana with his Argentinian teammates to compete in the 2002 FIBA World Cup. The team played with confidence, winning all of their group stage games, including an 87-80 victory over hosts, the United States.
So, you know, they've got a really strong professional league over in Argentina, and they're a class side.
What do you know about them? We know they're big, we know they're strong, we know they're quick.
They're real mobile, they're big guys, are physical. I think we'll see a physical encounter today. They have a classy a swingman guard in Ginóbili, who's just been picked up and drafted into the NBA. And all the other players are pretty, you know, pretty solid players. As I said, they're playing extremely well as a team, and they're going to be tough.
They advanced past South American rival, Brazil, in the quarter-finals and ousted Germany in the semis to earn a spot in the finals where Yugoslavia stood between them and the championship.
Esto te cuento un poco como entrenador, era si nosotros ingresábamos dentro de los 6 mejores equipos, para nosotros iba a estar muy bien. Bueno, ya habíamos llegado hasta ahí, había que hacer un esfuerzo más y se preparó de la manera más conveniente. Si me decís qué es lo que puede haber llegado a fallar, tal vez. Bueno, decir un poco el timing de juego en momentos importantes. Le dejamos escapar una posibilidad en ese momento, iba a ser historia.
We always felt in 2002 when we lost the final that it was going to be the biggest disappointment of our careers, that we were so close to be on the top of the world and we just let it go and it was probably never going to come back. So that feeling was really painful. You can't be successful in sports if you are not able to deal with a loss or with a failure. They will come, they will be part of the journey. How you deal with those is pretty much what kind of career you want to have.